how did we get to the point where women are choosing careers over relationships and men are choosing solitude over relationships? At what point did we decide that being alone is more beneficial than being together with someone? It's really sad to see that more and more people, especially men, are checking out of dating and are giving up on finding their soulmate or finding a compatible partner to be with. And I think a lot of people forget that we are and we will always be stronger as a team, two people together. Two halves of a whole will always go further in life, faster in life, and be happier in life than other people who choose to stay alone and be alone forever.
Wow, did you hear that? It all boils down to one word: feminism. But let's get real, it's not just feminism, it's about the loyalty that requires genuine work. For women, that often means embracing submission, which seems to be a major blind spot for many today. Listen, good intentions are nice and all, but let's be honest, if they're not selling something, they miss the mark. Here's the kicker: men have remained pretty constant in their expectations. We want loyalty, respect, and peace in our relationships. But modern women? They become so unrecognizable from their ancestors that I can practically hear those ancestors rolling in their graves. Let's move on to the next clip.
I want a boyfriend, but I don't feel like dating. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't make sense.
Listen, okay.
Yeah. Oh, I was like, yes, absolutely.
Yes. Okay, listen, I want to be in a relationship, snap my finger right now, he's next to me. But I don't feel like it, nor do I want to spend the energy dating, texting, playing it cool, looking perfect, because that's like 3 months of just consistent trying to make someone like you.
Really exhausting.
It's a
You go on
lot.
so many dates, and then you have to decide when you can, take the next step. And
Okay, maybe this is only for us and Chris can't understand.
pessimistic.
Because do you know how long it takes us to get ready for a date?
Probably a while, yeah.
A very long time. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
it's a lot of effort.
Chris, come on, quit simping. Ladies, let's get real for a second. You're playing this all wrong. It's like women are constantly ranting about how hard it is to prepare for dates. But here's the truth: you're doing that to yourselves. And this right here, this is exactly what I mean when I talk about loyalty. Strengthening it requires genuine effort, something that many feminists just don't seem to grasp. Seriously, if they think getting ready for a date is hard work, how in the world are they going to handle the realities of marriage, kids, house cleaning, and everything that comes with it? All these complaints? They're one massive red flag waving right in front of us. I can already picture the women flooding the comments to justify their stance, but let's face it, if preparing for a date feels like a chore, what does that say about the level of commitment you're ready to bring to a redeemed nation? Let's move on to the next clip.
So a girl made a video about this on TikTok, and it's put in the most simple terms. I would say every girl I know right now wants a man who is masculine and a leader. And obviously that comes with like asserting dominance and all these things. And all these women want this, but then no women want to listen. They don't want to listen to the leader. So they want the leader, but then they're not going to listen. And it's so funny because it really comes down to like not listening to them is not only just extremely demasculating to them, it's like, so why would they want to be with you? They would go be with a woman who's more feminine and like willing to listen. This is not like, I'm not talking about controlling crazy guys. I'm talking about this is what a strong man in his masculine is. So it's like when you're, doing the whole feminine, new wave feminism, girl boss, I don't listen to anyone, then that's okay. There's a reason why the statistics are saying that all you guys are going to be single and unmarried in the next like 20 years is because you're not listening.
UK censorship, huh? Yeah, I'm not holding my breath on that front for another 100 years at least. But this whole conversation about loyalty, let's break it down. Men and women were meant to serve different roles in a relationship. It's not about inequality, it's about balance. Men show loyalty by providing, protecting, and showing up through acts of service. Meanwhile, women traditionally show loyalty by submitting and appreciating those efforts in exchange. It's a symbiotic relationship that worked for thousands of years. Yet here we are today, forgetting the blueprint that kept civilizations thriving. Let's move on to the next clip.
I won't settle, I'll just be single. My mom's single, my mom's been single, my mom raised me single, so I'll just stay single.
By the way, that's a very genetic trait. It's true. There's a book called, there's a book called...
single.
No, it is. How picky you are. There's a book by Barry Schwartz, one of my mentors. He's a professor. It's called The Paradox of Choice. People get up when they think they have too much choice, but nobody has as much choice as you think. But it's genetic. Some people, he calls them maximizers or satisficers. Maximizers are always looking for better, and they're not going to settle till they find the best. Satisficers realize time is short, and so it's like you got to marry something, especially for giving birth to babies. Like for men and women, you got to pop them out because nature don't give a shit about culture.
Ah, the Lamborghini boy strikes again. He's throwing around all that entrepreneurial jargon, But let's break it down. Single moms raise single moms. This woman, unlike the typical ladies we see on Man Guide, is simply saying the quiet part out loud. She was raised by a woman who didn't embody loyalty, so naturally she's adopted a lifestyle that mirrors that same instability. And what's the outcome? Wrinkles and cats, folks. Maybe an empty Tinder profile to boot. It's tough to predict what kind of chaos will unfold in her life, but you can bet it'll be a wild ride of madness. This is the reality of a generation that's lost its way when it comes to genuine commitment and stability. Let's move on to the next clip.
Your future husband is never going to be the guy who leaves.
I have a question for my married girlies. Go in the other room and turn the volume down. Is the man that you marry your absolute soulmate? Is it the man that just sets you on fire, the most passionate, intense love, literally the love of your life? Or is the man that you marry just the person that you settle for because he was safe and would make a good husband? Let me know in the comments.
Jesus, these chicks look like they stepped right out of a Tim Burton movie. Seriously, if this short clip isn't a glaring example of a damaged moral compass, I don't know what is. This woman boldly declares that safe and stable is a red flag. This right here is what people mean when they say women are often driven by boredom. It's mind-boggling. Just think about it. It takes so little for some of them to throw away family life and everything that comes with it all, because TikTok told them to. It's like they're living in a fantasy world where chaos is the norm, and genuine stability is seen as some kind of curse. What's next? Are we going to see them chasing after more red flags like they're a trendy accessory? Let's move on to the next clip.
Ladies.
Yes?
If he's not offering to pay for your manicure pedicure.
And why exactly should he be paying for that? One's own personal beauty maintenance should be one's own personal responsibility.
Really, what is he doing with that money?
Oh, I think I know the answer to this one. He could be paying his bills, paying his rent or his house payment, saving away for his retirement. You know, doing something useful with his money.
Because you deserve your nails done. And he should be paying.
Is anyone else getting the feeling that a lot of these so-called independent women really aren't independent at all?
And if he hasn't gotten the hint by now, just send him this video. Just give him a little sign. A wake-up call.
Well, that'll be quite a wake-up call. Quite a doozy, in fact, I'd imagine. Just imagine getting sent this video, only to realize that you're not actually with someone who wants to be with you because of who you are, but what they can get out of you, sponging off of you so that they can get the things paid for that they want. What a great way to find out that one is not in a great relationship.
Unfortunately, this has become all too common lately. This right here illustrates the crux of the loyalty collapse. Women don't truly want power. They crave the illusion of it. They're enamored with the idea of being a girl boss in that corner office on the hill. But the moment they reach it, they're utterly miserable. Why?
I think I know the answer.
Because they simply aren't wired for it. Now we're left with women who are nothing but walking contradictions, stumbling through life with no real direction. Trying to tame that chaos is as foolish as running after a kickball that's been sucked into a tornado nobody wins. It's a wild ride, and the fallout is affecting everyone involved. How can anyone expect loyalty in relationships when the foundation is built on such shaky ground? Let's move on to the next clip.
We've all heard the question, what are you bringing to the table? For years. So when they're asking this question to women, they are not asking for the same reasons. Men do not care what you have in your purse. They are asking, what kind of woman are you? Now that this question is being posed to women, it is exposing all of the women who really have no real character, because that's why they're upset. He just wants to know, are you agreeable? Are you peaceful? Do you like to cook? Can you keep a clean house? Do you want children? How do you feel about family? Do you involve people in your relationships? Do you go toe-to-toe with your men? How is your mouth when you're in an argument?
Every now and then, clarity strikes. What women often fail to grasp is that these statements aren't set in stone. They're more like litmus tests. They serve as fun ways to gauge how a woman will behave long-term based on her response to an open question. Sure, there's validity in the inquiry, but the real objective is to see if the woman being asked is completely unhinged. And let me tell you, unfortunately, it's a resounding yes 99.99% of the time in today's world. The responses reveal a lot about their mindset and priorities, and what's alarming is how consistently erratic those responses can be. Let's move on to the next clip.
I am learning that I need somebody who can, for the lack of better words, put me in my place.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was going to say. Put me in my place. Yeah. That's exactly it.
And it doesn't mean, you know, he's going to come home and beat me, because I think that's where people's minds go to. But he needs to have very strong boundaries.
Yes.
Because I find a lot of Western men don't have strong boundaries.
Yes.
So it's just like whatever you say goes, and I can't have that because I know myself. I will lose respect for you. If you can't say no to me,
100%.
I will lose respect.
Oh dear, here we go again. Welcome to the world of I want to be led but not controlled. Let me bask in a glittering shower in Dubai, but make sure you're right there when I'm ready to talk about it. Be my rock, but don't mind me while I hit the club. Fellas, we're entrenched in an era where women talk a big game about their desires, but when it comes to the rule book, suddenly nothing makes sense. It's like they want all the perks without the responsibilities. This is the modern dating dilemma, lofty expectations paired with a complete disconnect from reality. Let's move on to the next clip.
Imagine one day you wake up in your marriage and you realize you want out. You no longer want to be in the marriage, except you realize the home that you live in is not in your name. The car you're driving is not in your name. The phone you use is not in your name. You don't have a bank account in your name. You have nothing that you actually own. How do you then leave? You can't. This is financial abuse, and this is what keeps you trapped in a marriage.
Gentlemen,
Imagine one day you
let
wake
me
up in
introduce
your
you to the
marriage
latest
and
model
you
of the modern
realize
woman.
you want out.
She's packed with
You no longer
paranoia
want
and
to be
always
in
on the
a
hunt
marriage,
for ways to
except
blow
you
everything up
realize
before making a dramatic
the home
exit.
that you live
It's
in
like
is
she's
not in
living
your
in a
name.
reality
The car you're
show
driving is not
where
in your name.
chaos is the
phone you
main
use is
plot
not in your
twist
name.
and
You don't
emotional
have a bank account
fireworks
in your name.
are just a
You have
regular
nothing that
Tuesday.
you
Buckle up,
actually own.
because navigating
do
this
you then
minefield
leave?
is about to get
You
wild.
can't.
Let's move on to the
This
next
is
clip. Look, I know what you're going through. The games, the lies, the cheating. I've been there, betrayed, manipulated, left to pick up the pieces. I built this community because I refused to let that be my story anymore. And now I'm here for you, just like the other brothers standing with you, Stott. This isn't just another video. This is your escape from the madness, a place where you'll find men who've been through the exact same thing. I see you, brother. And when you join us, I'll be there, your real friend, ready to help you fight back and rise stronger. Hit that subscribe button, join the brotherhood, and stop playing their game. Welcome to Protective Perspective, where men take back their power.